LivingEmunah, book number 2 by Rabbi David Asher, part 18, The Ways of Hashem. In Parashat Ki Tzisa in Shmot 33 and 13, Moshe Rabbeinu asked Hashem, "Make your way known to me." In the Gemara in Berachot 7a explains that Moshe was asking Hashem the old age question that's a weight upon people's minds for many centuries. Why the righteous suffer misfortune? The commentators explained that Moshe was not questioning Hashem. He certainly believed and knew that Hashem has reasons for everything he does, and he's always kind and just. Rather, Moshe was asking, as the Pasuk states in Ibid verse 18, "Show me now your glory." Moshe was concerned for Hashem's honor. He wanted it to be known to the world that everything Hashem does is just, so no one would question him. Hashem responded in Ibid verse 20, "No man can see me and live." As long as we are alive in this world, we cannot be given a full explanation of Hashem's ways. If it would be made obvious how everything that happens to a tzaddik is truly good and everything that happens to a wicked man is truly bad, then we would not have free will. We would be unable to choose to do evil. Although this seems to compromise Hashem's honor, the mystery surrounding Hashem's ways actually gives us the opportunity to bring him the greatest honor of all, praising him and affirming our loyalty to him even when his greatness and kindness are not evident. Hashem did, however, partly grant Moshe Rabbeinu's request. He said in Ibid verse 23, "You will see my back, but my face may not be seen." The Chassam Sofer explains that when things happen in the world or in our lives that seem cruel and harsh, we have no explanation. In insight, we can begin to understand them, at least to some limited extent. When Esther was taken by force to become Achshverosh's wife, it did not make sense why such a righteous young woman should be subjected to this misfortune. We can imagine how the Jews of the time were stunned by the events. Afterward, it became clear that this was Hashem's way of resolving the crisis before it even surfaced and saving the entire Jewish nation from annihilation. We must always remember that Hashem knows the future and makes decisions for us based on considerations of which we cannot possibly be aware, given our limited knowledge. We must therefore trust that Hashem, whose knowledge is infinitely greater than ours, knows what is best. And with this trust, we must always recognize how everything is for the best. A woman told me that she works in one of her brother's stores in Bronx, and one day she picked up the money from a second store and placed it together with her store's money in a safe. That night, the store was burglarized and the safe, along with other valuables, was stolen. The woman felt very bad for her brother, who lost so much of his hard-earned money. She is a woman of Emuna, and though she understood that this was caused by Hashem and is somehow for the best, but she felt she could not tell this to her brother. When he turned to her for some encouragement, though she told him not to worry, everything is from Hashem, who always knows what is best for us, and lost money can always be replaced. The burglary took place on Monday, and that Thursday, that man's son was riding on his scooter when a speeding taxicab drove by and hit him, lo aleno, knocking him unconscious. He was rushed to the hospital. The woman reassured her brother that he had nothing to worry about. Hashem already took the money. Sure enough, the boy emerged with just some minor scratches and bruises, but otherwise was fine. Hashem knew the future and redeemed the boy with a few dollars. He always sees the big picture that we are unable to see, and we must therefore trust that he knows what is best, far better than we ever could. We don't see the explanations right away, and sometimes it takes years to see why an event was beneficial. Sometimes Hashem never shows us why something was beneficial. Our job is to believe with complete faith whatever is happening, it is all for the best.